If you've ever heard of testing out of your college classes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. I'm literally going to take you over to my computer and show you how to do it. Now, there are two different ways to do this, and in my opinion, one way is much easier and much better than the other, but both of these strategies can earn you an entire bachelor's degree in a matter of months instead of spending years in college. And these strategies work for master's degrees as well. So if you'd like to learn exactly how to test out of your college classes, let's dive in. Hi, I'm Ryan Swayt, and I used to be a two-time college dropout, making just $12 an hour. Then I learned how to hack college and earned an entire bachelor's degree in 9 months flat. Subscribe to my channel and I'll show you how. All right, so first I want to dive into strategy number one, and that is called degree by examination, okay? Degree by examination. It's essentially purchasing college tests online and transferring those test credits to colleges or universities. Now, this is the strategy that I think is the more difficult of the two strategies. You don't have a lot of help. If you get stuck or you're struggling, you're literally on your own. But this strategy, if you want like a really niche type of degree, sometimes you can't find a degree path using the other strategy. So this strategy might work best for your specific career choice. So let's dive in. Step number one is you have to go online and you have to purchase college tests, okay? Literally the test you take to pass a class in college, you can go to different places online and buy them, okay? And then you take the tests, and if you pass, it literally counts as college credit, and you transfer that college credit to universities. Now, one thing that I will point out is that a vast majority of colleges and universities, this is a huge downside of this strategy, a vast majority of colleges and universities have a cap for how many of these test credits they will accept. A lot of the universities will say, okay, we'll accept 1 semester's worth of these test credits. But there are a couple of universities in the country that have zero cap. There's no limit to how many credits you can transfer. So these are the two schools you transfer the credits to, and you get a diploma from one of these schools. But step one is you find these college tests, you purchase them, and you take the tests, okay? So the most popular resource, the number one resource I'll share with you for doing this is called CLEP. If you've ever heard of CLEP testing, this is what people are referring to when they're talking about CLEP testing. You literally go to the website, and I'm going to leave links down below in the website description so you can go and refer to any of these resources as soon as you're done watching the video. But it's clep.collegeboard.org. You literally go to the website and you purchase an exam. If you click here and you go to like different exams, like we'll go to exam topics, they've got history classes and math classes and psychology classes and like tons and tons of different classes that you can literally test out of. And as you can see here, most of the exams are $89. So if you think about this and put it into comparison, it can be quite a bit cheaper. Now, having said this, you actually have to pay the college that you're transferring credits to graduate from that college as well. So those are expenses that are going to get tagged on. Once you transfer the credits over, they'll get tagged on and you'll have to actually pay some tuition as well. But this is resource number one is clep.collegeboard.org. You can go and purchase college level exams, and if you pass, transfer them to colleges and universities in place of taking that specific class. Now, resource number two is called Dante's testing, okay? It's similar to CLEP. You may have also heard it referred to as DSST, okay? And it's literally, you just go through just like the last website and you can purchase tests and take those tests. Now, a third resource, this one's getting more popular. It's called Sophia Learning, okay? It's another place that you can go and purchase tests and stuff like that. Now with Sophia, it's actually going to come with like some course material for studying and things like that as well. So some people do like Sophia Learning as well. There are other resources than these three, but these are the three that I would highly suggest that you start with. If you're interested in degree by examination, you start with these three resources. And here's what the important thing is, okay? You need to make sure you're purchasing the correct tests. So what I'm going to show you next is the colleges and universities that will accept unlimited transfer credits from these resources. So number one is going to be Thomas Edison State University, okay? So it's tesu.edu. tesu.edu, okay? You come to their website and you choose a degree, okay? Choose a degree plan, pretty self-explanatory. And then you basically can compile a list of credits that you need to earn or classes that you need to take. Then you can go to these three resources that I've talked to you about, and you can purchase those specific tests and take those specific tests. Now, what I highly recommend doing is meeting with a counselor from one of these two universities and making sure that together with a counselor, you're compiling a list of tests that you need to take. And then you can go and purchase the tests, self-study, and take those tests, okay? So pretty simple. The second university that's really popular is called Excelsior College, and it's excelsior.edu, okay? Like I said, I'm going to leave all these links below, but you'd enroll in the college, you would meet with a counselor, figure out which classes you need to take and which tests you need to take, and then go and purchase those tests, and boom, you're basically completing classes by taking tests instead of sitting in classrooms and doing homework and taking quizzes and reading textbooks and all that stuff, right? Now, this still requires a fair amount of study. You have to learn to pass these tests, right? So it's not work free. It's a faster approach than the 4-year approach. But like I said, this approach, degree by examination, is, in my opinion, the harder way to earn a college degree in months instead of years. Now, I want to shift over to strategy number 2, because in my opinion, it's so much easier, way, way easier, and you have a lot more resources at your disposal. So that's a huge, huge help as well. Now, the second strategy is essentially you find a college, and there are tons and tons of colleges like this and that have programs like this, but you find a college or university that allows you to test out of your college classes through their university. So basically, instead of purchasing tests through these third-party resources and transferring them over, you're literally taking the tests that are offered by the university that you're enrolled in. And the cool thing is, if you're enrolled in one of these schools, you can use their teachers, you can have tutoring appointments, you have all the school's resources at your disposal. But once you pass the test, you move on to the next class and you're done. Now, this is called competency-based education, CBE, competency-based education. Like I said, it's essentially when a college or university has a program that allows you to test out of your classes, that's what it's called. It's called competency-based education. Now, there's a catch with this approach, okay? When you enroll in a CBE program, the trick is colleges and universities, they don't actually want you to graduate faster, because the longer you are enrolled in school, the more money you have to pay for tuition. So they don't sit there and show you exactly how to test out of all your classes. It's just that it's a possibility, right? So the secret is you enroll in one of these programs where you can test out of all your classes. And then instead of doing what the teachers tell you to do, instead of showing up for lectures and reading chapters of textbooks and taking their quizzes and doing the homework assignments and all that, you skip all that and you simply study for the test that you need to pass. and then you take the test and move on to the next class. But if you get stuck and you need help, you can schedule appointments with your teachers, you can schedule tutoring sessions, and all those resources are at your disposal. So with this approach, there's almost no getting stuck. And what I found is that the tests for a lot of these universities are fairly easy, and some of the CLEP tests can be difficult. So that is the, I guess, general overview of the competency-based education approach. Now, when you combine competency-based education with paving your own path and going away from what the teachers are telling you to do, that is what I call degree hacking. And I used the process of degree hacking to earn an entire bachelor's degree in just 9 months while working a full-time job, while having a wife and kids to support, and I was still able to do it in my spare time. If you'd like to learn an exact step-by-step process to follow for this degree hacking process, I'm going to leave a link down below to a free training video where I literally walk you through the step-by-step process of degree hacking, okay? I'm going to leave that link down below. You can click, if you're on your smartphone, click on the video title, and it's going to open up the description, and I'll leave a link right in that description. So to sum things up, strategy number 1 is called degree by examination. There are lots of pros, lots of cons, but the pros would be that you can get a pretty big variety of different degrees. The cons would be you can only earn degrees from 2 different schools, and these schools kind of do have a bad rap to some employers. And then if you get stuck on a test, you're in trouble, and you get stuck and you don't have anyone to help you, right? Strategy number 2 is competency-based education, and then not doing what the teachers tell you to do, the process of degree hacking. There are tons of really, really good schools that have programs like this, so you can get a really high-level degree, and there is a huge variety of different degree paths you can choose from. So this is the approach that I would recommend. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link down below this video that literally walks you through that entire approach, okay? And there's no strings attached. The video is completely free to watch. But yeah, those are the 2 strategies for earning college degrees faster. If you've ever seen videos, or if you ever scrolled through your news feed and you've seen articles about kids graduating from college, when a kid graduates from college, yes, they probably are a super genius, right? But they're testing out of classes. There aren't 10-year-old children sitting in college classrooms most of the time. They're normally testing out of their classes, and that's how they do it. But what I will tell you is that testing out of your classes is a lot easier, so much easier than sitting in a classroom for 4 to 6 years. Yes, it does require study, but if you're an adult watching this and you're thinking, oh, tests are going to be hard, it's actually a lot easier than you would think. Click that free training link down below, and I'll walk you through exactly how to do it, and I'll show you some examples that will encourage you and help you realize that if I can do this and if other people can do this, so can you. Hope this video has helped, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will talk to you in the next video.